What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another tune from the A Certain Scientific Railgun series, specifically for Season T, which is the third season. And as with both soundtracks for Season 1 and both soundtracks for Season S, which is Season 2, the soundtrack for Season 3 is primarily composed by Iuchi Maiko. Now, on all 5 of those soundtracks, there are a couple tracks, and particularly tunes that have like vocals that are taken from some other artists slash bands catalogs that have other composers, but all of the score tracks and even some of the like dance tunes or vocal tunes are composed by Iuchi Maiko. So again, the primary composer for all 5 of the series is Iuchi Maiko, including for this tune from Season T, the third season, which is called Girls at Full Power, which, as you will find out once I finish going through Shangri-La in Watch Along on my Patreon, A Certain Scientific Railgun, all 3 seasons will be next. So those of you who are interested will discover this, the characters, the storylines, the drama, the action. But yes, this track, Girls at Full Power, is used in a lot of the battle sequences, a lot of the fighting sequences. It's got wicked guitar, it's got energy, it's fast, it's got an edge to it. It is a track that's also used in the menu for some of the DVDs, and as I say that, I'm assuming that's particularly the case with Season 3. Now, granted, the intro and outro songs for each episode and the menu songs, they do evolve, not just over the 3 seasons, but even within a season as you go across the different discs. But again, we will discover all of this over on Patreon eventually. Let's give it a listen. This is from series composer Iuchi Maiko, a track from the third season, A Certain Scientific Railgun T, and it translates to Girls at Full Power. So there's like 3 distinct phases to that. The first phase with that wicked like power chord guitar, as well as where it like kind of turns inside out for a moment, and there's even a bit of a trancey melody. Like that's the section which is heard most regularly and which is in the menus of, again, I think the third season. But then there's a section which is a bit more trance-like, where it gets like, almost like a dance tune. And then that final section where it's like this, almost industrial metallic ambient track to finish, that I don't think is heard as often in the actual show. But again, that's one of the things I love about soundtracks for J-drama and anime, is you often get the full unadulterated tune with parts that you don't really hear in the show, and you can tell it's like, you know, a full proper composition that they then used selectively in the episodes. So yeah, a really cool tune, and I do enjoy the like multi-phase intensity of it. And again, there are many battles of different kinds, not only people who have like these esper powers, which are, you know, the ability to use the forces of nature to harness them with an ability that is essentially like magic, but then there are mechs, there are, you know, people who work for an organization called Anti-Skill, where, you know, they run around with like assault rifles and like guns. So there's like all different kinds of combat and conflict over the course of the show, and yet at the same time there's sweet like slice of life moments, you know, like young school type of scenes and atmosphere, and, you know, quirky little comedy bits and so on, you know, heartwarming stuff, but also heavy like dark storylines. So yeah, it's awesome. And this track and the flavor that it gives and the combat scenes that it provides music for is only one part of the larger tapestry of the show. So as you can tell, I like it a great deal, and I'm very much looking forward to talking about it. Shout out to Michaela, who knows the show and who will be keen to talk about it as well. And the soundtracks that I have again, all 5 of the ones available so far. Again, some of the tracks are in Japanese, but thankfully on Wikipedia, they have a list of all 5 soundtracks, and all the track titles are translated into English. So I have that page bookmarked, so I'll be able to go through that and, you know, provide English language titles as we go through them. Shout out to Iuchi Maiko once again. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.